Well, greetings, thrifting enjoyers, and well, I'm back. Yeah, it's been a while since I did one of those videos. Alrighty, let's see what's in the... I meant to say, let's see what's inside the Village of Values. Here we are. And the first thing I've seen is a Harry Potter poster, and here are the movies. Yeah. There's not much of interest, sadly. And while I did pick one up, I had to put it back because I was on a limited budget. Something that will be rectified once I use my own money. And here's the kids section. Yeah, they got a lot of kids movies, and they even have a Shrek party CD. I got a copy of Madagascar 3. Yeah, this one I also had to put back. And here's the electronics aisle. Yeah, this is something that I like over the other local thrift store around here called the Daisy. They always have electronic items that are there to test out. So props to Valley Village. Yeah, sadly no vintage computers, but I almost picked up a cassette player and CD player combo that had the CD component not working, but the cassette deck did work though. Up next is the random assortment of cables and stuff. Yeah, I don't think there's that many mini USB cables. Not much in the bag toys section, sadly. Certainly no micro machines. Moving on. Here's the toy section itself. Yeah, I usually look to see if there's any good Nerf guns around here. And let's see. Yeah, there's the Nerf Disruptor and Strong Arm. I already have pistols that are like that. But one thing that did stand out was the Nerf Fortnite AR, I think. Yeah, it was a cartoony flywheel a cartoony looking flywheel blaster. That's what I meant to say. And here are the board games. Sadly, no Atmosphere, the Harbingers, or Rap Rat, but that could be a good thing considering that that game is cursed. I'm talking about Rap Rat, not Atmosphere. So yeah, there's not much in the board game section except for Seen It and a game of interest. The one game of interest I'm talking about is Bibleopoly. Yeah, I'm actually surprised to see this manifest in my local Valley Village. I've seen one of Cam Sandwich's videos on the game itself, and yeah, it's a Bible-themed Monopoly game. What more do you expect? And there are RC cars that get dropped off here that don't have the remotes. Please, dudes. If you're intending on donating RC cars, please include the remotes with them, because an RC car without a remote is useless. So yeah, that's my hot tip. I did see this Corvette though. Again, it doesn't have any remote. I also saw this Pioneer cassette deck, and I have tested out, believe it or not. While the door opens, I did plug it into the outlet, and it sadly doesn't work. Yeah, I could use a cassette player though, but I'm not picking this one up for obvious reasons. And here are the video games. Believe it or not, I did actually end up picking up a few, and I also picked up one to sell myself. So yeah, I picked up one to sell for race tickets in the future. So yeah, I got this game, and I did actually keep it because I wanted it. And believe it or not, they actually have a few CEDs in the record pile. Well, to be fair, CEDs are basically vinyl records on video, but it's still strange seeing those in my local Valley Village. And here's this Sony 5-disc CD changer that I found that I didn't have any footage for because, well, my phone was running low on storage space. I did thankfully empty out my phone later. But still, it's a fancy looking unit. But anyways, on to what I've got for my next stop at Value Village. Here's what I ended up getting. Yeah, about this one game that I got. I actually got this game to sell. Possibly for race tickets or for whatever I'm going to purchase next. Yeah, I got this one game specifically to add to my inventory of items to sell. And I actually looked it up, by the way. It's the most valuable game out of all of the PS4 games that were there. Yeah, whereas most games you usually pick up and lose profit on them. I mean, this game costed me like $4-something in Value Village, and it's worth $20-something online, so you're not losing any profit, which is really cool. Let's put that game off to one side and look at the games I'm going to keep myself. Yeah. Miss Pac-Man, Quest for the Golden Maze. And yeah, it's a Windows game, and I also got Sim Theme Park. Yeah, this is Theme Park. And this game right here, Sprint Cars, and I actually made sure to check all of the games that are sold here. And yes, this one has the disc itself. And Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is made at a time when Star Wars Battlefront didn't suck. Yeah, remember the good old days when the Star Wars Battlefront games didn't suck and didn't have any loot boxes? I mean, surprise mechanics and didn't have any pay-to-win mechanics. Well, this is Battlefront 2. It was made during the good Star Wars Battlefront days. Yeah, and Top Gun, the official soundtrack. And, believe it or not, they have Tetris games on PC. Well, they have Tetris games everywhere. I wonder if this will run on my notebooks. Oh, man. This will probably run on my notebooks. But I don't think it'll run on the Macs, though. I've never seen any Mac games pop up in Value Village that often, so yeah. You can't find a lot for your budgets, sadly, because of inflation and stuff. But I still got what I wanted, though. Sadly, I don't have a cassette player. Yeah, no. People will ask why you need a cassette player. Well, I have cassettes that are still laying around and have nothing to play them on. So yeah. And sometimes I'll probably buy something just to send it to the e-waste pile to clear away any shelf space. Yeah, like speakers and stuff that nobody wants. Yeah, stuff that's better off being in the e-waste pile just so I can make room for more stuff. Although, I would like to buy some vintage computers sometime. That's why I go to Value Village, and that's why I prefer it over local thrift stores like the Daisy, yeah. Local thrift stores have something against computers. Because apparently, if you donate computers there, they won't figure out how to deal with some stuff like clearing away files or trying to fix the thing to sell or stuff like that. Yeah. That's why I go to Value Village. And sometimes I like to go to the States just to go thrifting and see a NASCAR race. Yeah, I want to go to the States just to go thrifting sometime. Hopefully I'll get myself a passport to go to American thrift stores sometime. Because I do want to get some vintage computers and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, it doesn't have the manual, sadly. But this one game that I got to sell does have everything included. So my main intention is to sell that game and use the money to save up for whatever I want to save up for. So yeah, I always go to Value Village to find some valuable items to sell. And I think I did good here. It's always a roulette if you're going to find items to sell. But anyways, I don't have anything else to show, so I'm going to sign off. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just in case I haven't already done so. So yeah, like I said before, if you like this video, well, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just in case I haven't already done so. Catch you guys next time, and peace out.